Okay, I'm going to turn my floor back on here by going up here to Display, Show Last Hidden, and bring my floor back. I'm also going to just pull my storyboard over here from Photoshop, just to show you that this is what I'm going to be basing all of these keys on. That's the wrong storyboard. Aha. But you get the idea. So there it is. That's the storyboard I'm going to be basing this off of. So I'll just move this out of the way. And let's go ahead and set some keys here. So I'm going to zoom in on my scene camera and get to work here. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my playback range to match my storyboard, and you know, it's easy enough to adjust. And so I'm going to start off frame 1 here, and what do we have, 133 and 133. Now, I'm going to turn on auto keying down here, auto key in the bottom right hand corner. It should be red. So off, on. And I'm going to go ahead and set a key. Now I want to set a key for both the outer rings here, which control the master, that's the master control for the location of the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Shift W for a move key, and I'm going to also set a key for this top control, Shift W. And Shift W. And I was on frame 0, so it didn't show up first, so I went back and did it again. So there's my red tick down there in the bottom left hand corner. And I'm just going to go here to set a hold. I go all the way out to frame 60. And Shift W for the top, grab the outer ring, Shift W. So now I've got a hold, a static hold. The ball doesn't do anything, but I've got keys set there on the first 60 frames. Now I'm going to go to frame 65 because he goes into an up. And so I'm just going to move my upper ring up. And because auto keying is on, I don't have to manually set a key. It just goes ahead and sets a key. So I should have no motion from frame 1 to 60, and then it should start going up. And then I'm going to go here to frame, just to remind you, I'm looking at this. So 60, 65 is up, 70 is down, and 80 is going to be our moving hold, and so I'll explain that in just a second. So what did we have here? We're on 65, and so 70, we hit our down position. I'm just going to squash them out like that. And I could even play this back once. No motion. There we go. So that's what we call an anticipatory move in the opposite direction. That key that we set on 65, we go down. Now here comes the moving hold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to frame 80, and I'm just going to push this down a little bit more. Not very much. So it's a very slight movement. So it's going to move just a bit, and that's what we call a moving hold, is where it's essentially a hold, but with just a little movement so that the motion doesn't just totally die on us. And you can see what that looks like here. If I scrub between frames 70 and 80, there's just this little bit of movement. And so we've got a big move and then just a little move there. And let's see what that looks like. Good. And let me compare that to a non-moving hold. And you'll see how, play this through one more time with the moving hold. You'll see it's pretty lively, that little bit of motion. Watch what happens when I kill that, and I'll just do that by copying. This is a 0.499 translate Y value. If I do 0.499 here and take away the move, we get a static hold, and you'll see the effect. It's a much more stiff kind of mechanical hold. Whoops. So here we go. Static hold. Pow. Just hits that and stays there. Doom. So I like our moving hold, so I'm going to go back here. Just pull that down a little bit more. Play it again. There we go. So you've seen the difference here, which is very, very important for the rest of the animation we're going to be doing. Holds are very important, and you want to be able to do both a static hold, like we did here for our first two keyframes, and a moving hold, like we did between these two keyframes.